Now I'm recording. Did you heard that strange voice recording?
Yes, I heard that they let us know that. Yeah.
I'm giving me a heart attack. Oh man.
Your meeting is now being recorded.
Okay. So, hello everyone. This is a podcast of Sonic Origin, and I'm going to give my opinion about Sonic Origin. So this video will have two parts. Part one, our opinion about Sonic Origin. And part two will be our opinion about the next 3D Sonic game called, it's rumored to be called Sonic Rangers, but who knows? But in this video, we're going to call it Sonic Rangers. Before we start, I would like everyone to introduce themselves. Me, I'm Hardmancanada, and I live in Canada. I want everyone to introduce your name and then your country.
Sure, I'll go. It's okay. So my name is Shadow BlazerXIII. I'm from Ireland, and as a shameless plug, I also host alongside my friend Dragon, who's here today, who will give you an introduction shortly, the cross-tag tournament that we do every month. And we'll also be doing Guilty Gear Strive in the future as well. So, and I've also contributed to some podcast stuff in the future. So I hope you enjoy the content that you see here today, and look forward to more updates from myself and the guys. It's going to be exciting stuff.
Okay, well then, with that being said, I guess I'll. Well, do you want to go do it or?
You can go.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go next. Okay, so folks, this is me, Dragon Wrath. As I just said, I'm one of the main people who helps do our tournaments together and stuff, and I'm from South Carolina, USA, and just yeah, we'll be I do that stuff too and whatnot, and we'll be doing Strive when we can. We got to work some things around before we can get that started, but that will become a part of a thing that we'll be doing too, and doing Guilty Gear Strive, and in a way, just kind of. I do it mostly for fun, but shoot, I'll put it out here. Why not? I stream from my system. I can only do it from my system. That's the only electronic means I have to do it. But I somewhat like to stream certain new games as I get them. I'll stream them and show my reaction of a gameplay of me doing some games. So, I mean, this is a random person. If y'all want to try and find someone out there playing the games and just see a person's reaction to it, well, add me in that list, because I'll start trying to do that on every now and then and get back to doing that, because it was a thing for me. Stuff happened. It destroyed my motivation.
Oh, sorry.
But anyways, so that, Doom, take it away. That's it for me.
If I can just jump in real quick, I'm from Ireland, and my hometown is Limerick City, just to mention that as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention that in my own intro.
I forgot to mention that I'm from Quebec, Canada. Should have said that.
Oh, God,
Yeah,
I'm like the only one who remembered. Jeez. Dude,
This video is unscripted, so everything I will do is all natural.
Yeah, and
Because
just
of my
that way
mustache.
people know. It's like, yeah, we aren't video. Canada normally tries to his own self-scripts for when he does his videos. Yeah, when we do these, we don't do
Yeah, we're just
scripts.
these are
We're
very
doing this fly.
unscripted, so
We're just doing this on the fly, so
Yeah.
So
you get what you get.
if we mess up, everyone will mess up live. It will be
No scratch whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And if I could finally get to my piece of into my introduction,
Sorry.
favorite of the internet,
Sorry.
the Bug King. I'm from the United States, somewhere dry and deserty, and I'm basically a Bug King. That's all. People don't know who I am. They probably don't, though on Canada's end, I've been kind of pretty much the announcer of whenever we do like our tournaments for BlazerXIII and eventually Strive, Guilty Gear Strive.
Yep. Me and Doom will both be trying to do that for y'all. We just gotta figure out how Spice Mechanics is gonna work to let us do that. But, yep.
Okay, so okay. Do you want to say something before I start that subject?
Oh, no, yeah. Let's Doom's got more to say.
You're good.
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Start the first subject. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then which one? This is one.
Got to find it.
Are you able to?
Yep, we can see. Yes.
Okay, so now I want to read the text. For the past 10 years, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic CD had huge updates for modern consoles and mobile. For example, it had new levels, Tails and Knuckle controllable and unlockable in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, widescreen, quality of life update, and then there's been other things like Sonic doing the spin dash move in Sonic 1, and then Tails flying in Sonic 2, because originally Sonic could not do the spin dash in Sonic 1, and Tails could not fly in Sonic 2.
We played as Tails.
Yeah. And then in the past 10 years, Sonic 1, 2, and Sonic CD had a lot of updates for modern consoles with quality of life improvement. But Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you see this game here?
Excited to announce we're working on a new compilation
here.
for next year that
Sonic
includes Sonic 1,
3
2,
and Knuckles.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic CD.
There you go. Yeah, it's showing up
Perfect.
now.
They're right
The
there.
game of Sonic
Jump
3
back in
and
time
Knuckles,
play these classic Sonic hits in
the
Sonic
best
order.
two different games
Experience
ever,
the non-stop Sonic
never got
never
re-released for the past
This
10
is your
years
chance to experience
because
the
of Michael
beginnings of
Jackson's
Sonic on the
music
latest
licensing
platforms.
issues.
Now with added
Sonic
content and
fan
features.
was sad that Sonic 3
Stay
didn't
tuned
get
for
this
more
update.
information later in the
But
year.
Sonic Origin, like you can see on the trailer that I show you, will include Sonic 3 for the first time in 10 years, and it will finally include all the original, what am I saying? We finally include updated version of that game. And like you can see on the trailers, it was a concept trailer of the updated version of Sonic 3, but it got cancelled. It was made by the same guy who made Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic CD, the updated version. Christian
On the
Whitehead.
mobile.
Yeah, for mobile.
Kristen Whitehead.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know Kristen Whitehead, he's no stranger to the Sonic community. And with
Right.
in particular of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, and CD, he made his own engine for these three games for mobile. And with that, it kind of made like with the whole widescreen thing, and with Sonic able to do his spin dash in Sonic 1, and what Canada said earlier, able to like Tails able to fly in Sonic 2, because like again, even though you saw Tails kind of flying in Sonic 2 when you're playing as Sonic, when you're playing as Tails, you couldn't. So that's kind of Kristen Whitehead's a little bit of his background, a little bit with the Sonic series, and more importantly, recently, he made Sonic Mania along with Headcanon Games and Pagoda West Gaming.
Yeah.
Right. So he's been pretty involved in the development then.
Yeah, and as a person who, as one of the people who have definitely, Alice Cooper has gotten to play. Now, granted, I didn't play like Sonic Mania, some of the new ones, and technically some of the older ones for the original Sega Genesis. I mean, there was a few oddball ones they made that I didn't get to play. But as a person who's even got to play the old ones and like some of the ones that Canada has got shown on here of Sonic 2 and stuff, without the extension, and he showed it, I don't know if when y'all go to watch this, if y'all caught it, but he tried to show it that unless you had the extension, the little extra thingy hooked on the bottom of the game and had that little
That
extension
Sonic and
thingy,
Knuckles card.
yeah, to have that, you had to play just Sonic and Tails, and granted, they got to the point where you could like do the roll with Sonic and you could do different things, but with Tails, the only thing you could do was just control him. He didn't have anything to, you didn't get to do
He
anything.
didn't have
with him per
anything
se.
specific like his flying ability.
Yeah, like so it was just most of the older games were always concentrated on pretty much playing Sonic being the main one you had to do anything with and could do anything with and make use of his little spinny roll to get anywhere and to get around enemies.
Yeah.
So yeah. And that's something
that's
that
why
they
Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the best Sonic game, because Tails and Knuckles they had their own ability in this game.
Yeah.
So that's why I prefer Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because Sonic 3 and Knuckles is
do
the
things
best.
with them.
Is the how do you say it in English? The apogee.
Like, would it be like their uniqueness, like that? What makes them like differentiates them? So
Yes.
they each have their
Yeah,
own.
there. I think that's what he was trying to
It's like the
say,
highest.
basically.
Is the highest level of 2D Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to play as Sonic, who's more speed, Tails with his flight, and Knuckles with his more like gliding and exploration.
Yeah. So it was perfect because, and then for those of you who watched the Avengers, Sonic 3 is Avenger Infinity War Part 1. Sonic and Knuckles is Avenger Infinity War Part 2. And then when you play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you play the full game, extra level, and you play with all three characters. And for the first time, all three characters had super transformation, not just Sonic. So which is which was just something huge back in the day.
Yeah.
To help explain of what Canada is talking about, the entirety of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was going to be like a big, expansive game, but at the time they had to cut it in half. They had to separate the two, to separate the game into two separate cart games, because it was a big game.
There was just a lot of content in it that they couldn't fit on one.
So Sonic the Hedgehog 3 came, and then like a couple months later, then came the Sonic and Knuckles cart, which canonically is basically Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Part 2 of all of Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Nice.
And if people kind of don't know of like kind of like the cart look like, basically it has its own unique cart, in that at the top of it, it had a little lock-on thing, similar to how you would normally put the cart into the Sega Genesis system itself, or Mega Drive if you're outside of the U.S. And that you lock in with another game on top of it. In this case, basically Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and you get to play basically what we showed on the screen just a second ago, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and you get to play the entirety of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 from Angel Island Zone all the way to Death Egg Zone, or whatever it is.
Death Egg / Doomsday, depending on your character.
Yes, and what a lot of people are probably not really talking about is that essentially the Sonic and Knuckles cart was essentially the world's first expansion pack DLC.
That's right. Yeah.
Because not only that you got the full expansion of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but if you put in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, you get to play the entirety of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 as Knuckles.
Yeah. That was amazing back in that day. I remember the first time I put Knuckles, it was so amazing. Knuckles in Sonic 2, you got, I will get my revenge on all of you. And
that's such a cool little detail as well. Like,
for those of you who played Metropolis Zone, Sonic and Tails, because Tails could not fly, Sonic cannot fly or climb walls, so it was hard. But with Knuckle, there's a part where you have to run on a screw, and then those green insects, they always shoot you, and there's star enemy.
Oh, Metropolis Zone.
Yeah.
Of those starfish those starfish bagnicks that will like slowly come in and then they'll explode.
Yeah.
No.
Them. And then those invincible crab, when they punch, they're invincible. They're always at the end of the platform, waiting for you to jump and punch you to kill you. I hate all of these enemies with passion. But with Knuckles, it was easy. I just need to climb walls, and with Knuckles.
Yeah, I think there was a back then when me and you did that one video of us share playing and the Sonic thing that specifically me and you did of the Sonic thing. Like, didn't we have some of those enemies that had to deal with some of that bull crap in it, and you used Knuckles to get around some of that?
I think.
Didn't we have that happen at one point? I think.
No.
We didn't. Oh.
I remember we both played Sonic Mania, but Metropolis Zone is not Sonic Mania, so maybe a two-player mode, competitive mode, but Metropolis Zone is a level that was made to piss you off. And then as if things couldn't get worse, the first time I realized there was a part 3. Because all level in Sonic
you only have 1, 2.
Parts, like Metropolis Zone, part 3 is like the game showing you a middle finger.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, you're right. In all the older Sonic games days, for the longest, for years, the typical thing with Sonic games was that you had 2 zones, and the second zone was always the boss fight. That was the only place that had 3. Oh dear God.
Yeah. Aside of the entirety of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic 2, most of it had only two zones, 2 acts, with the exception of Metropolis Zone.
Yeah, and I have to admit, some of those, especially those older ones, man, even just that second zone for some of the areas, the second zone for some of those were, they were horrid. They were a pain.
Yeah. So.
But yes, it's definitely a big with this one they're doing. It's definitely there's so many things that are different about the 3 that's coming out. I'm guessing it's not out yet from the way y'all talking. I haven't kept up with it like Canada has. So is it something that's coming out or is it out? Like, which is it?
It's coming out.
It's
coming out. Okay. So
background, Sonic Origin is coming out next year, and then for the first time, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is going to get
an actual.
The first time in 10 years.
Okay. So yeah.
And then for this part, I'm going to say the list of updates that me personally I would like to see. But before we do that, I want to show. I want everyone to tell me their opinion about how happy they are that this game is going to get re-released on modern consoles for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah. Now, did they already happen to say which console is being released for, though? In terms of modern consoles, did they say...
Well, it's probably going to be on all consoles.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch, PS4,
I just figured...
Nintendo and Xbox and PC.
Yeah. Okay. Now I just figured I'd ask.
That gives everyone a lot of accessibility. Then that means there's no barriers to them getting the game, which is good.
Yeah. No, I just figured I'd ask though, because I mean, honestly, unless they put it on PS4, I probably won't have a way to play it myself. But I mean, either way, even if that does end up unfortunately being the case, it's one of those things. As a person who's played Sonic since the old days, I'm personally excited for it. I'm happy for it, and just I'm happy and excited for it. Me personally, I'm happy and excited for it. I hope it does well. I hope nothing good for this, because if this works out as well as what they're trying to supposedly do and it turns out that good, then that would be great. Because for people who have grown up playing Sonic games like me and Canada have and stuff, man, that would be great. I would love to see that happen. So yeah, I'm hoping the best for it, and just I'm looking forward to it too. Even if I unfortunately don't get to play it because it comes on the one console that all the consoles I don't have, like it'll be cool to get to see that come to life because that to me that is that's one of my childhood games. I would love to see that it go somewhere.
Yeah. And I think even for newcomers like myself, or maybe haven't played it before, or haven't had as much investment as it was back then, it'd be nice for new people to kind of come in and experience these older kind of games as well. Bring in more people. That's kind of what jumps out at me.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've finally decided to do it after 10 years is really nice. I've had a similar, actually, Dragon, this is for you, but this is a similar thing where the Legend of Heroes, the Trails games, they finally announced the crossbow games for English release officially after about 10 years as well. So it's kind of in the same vein. I relate to the excitement and the feeling because it's like we're finally getting our game. So it's going to be great to see, Sonic Origins come out, and even just from reading your screen there, widescreen quality of life updates, Tails and Knuckles and Sonic 1, like new levels, like that's new content as well. So you're getting the stuff plus new content,
More
which is
bang for your
great.
buck.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's always so
the
great to get to
one thing
relive.
I forgot to say. You can save in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Because in the original version, you have to do the first level all the way to the last level without dying.
Oh God, yeah, that was a
game
thing.
over.
That's
Oh
wrong.
God, yeah, that was a thing. There was no such thing as a save mechanic
Sonic,
for that
that's
game.
brutal.
Oh,
What the hell?
God.
Without dying, bro.
Yeah.
That was impossible. Without being game over. That's what I meant to say. So Sonic 3, the only thing why I love so game to one, because back in the day, we can save. So it was a huge quality of life update. Because in Sonic 2 and Sonic 1, you cannot save.
Yeah,
So
no, you had to
I never
straight up. You
bothered
had to.
creating the Chaos Emerald because once you turn off the console, you didn't save. But Sonic 3, it was the first Sonic game where I bothered collecting the Chaos Emerald because once you save, as a new game plus future, you can transform into your super form to have revenge on all the enemy that tormented you.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't think I don't know if you know this, Canada, but if you just put the Sonic and Knuckles card by itself without like another game on top of it, that game does not have a save feature as well.
Yeah.
But
by
I'll tell
itself,
you,
yeah.
but
by
only the
itself,
Sonic
yeah.
But
card that has the save file.
Yeah, that's true. That's why when you play Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, it's a completion. That's why.
Yeah, the save file is doing the completion of trying to get like all the Chaos Emeralds and then turning them into the Super Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, for hyper.
And able to get like the Super Tails and Hyper Knuckles and Super and Hypersonics and all that.
Yeah, but I get what Doom means though. Yeah, like, yeah, by themselves though, this would be the first Sonic game by itself that you can actually save and have a way to like just continuously play it anywhere and everywhere on the stages and stuff and not get screwed for the game over. Because in the older ones, any of the older ones by itself without a game genie of a sort, if it had it, or using the extension thingy, yeah, you gamed over. You had to start from beginning to end. You were SOL'd if you died. It was like playing. It would be like playing the old Contra game for Nintendo, the very first Contra.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like trying to play that all over again. Once you lose all your lives and you died, you were screwed. There was no shortcut ways to force yourself halfway through the game or anything. You had to start from
down, left, right, left, out, B, A, start. I remember this password. It's ingrained in my memory because
because without those extra lives,
it was impossible to beat.
Yeah, because without those extra lives, no. As a person who attempted it many, many, many times, yeah, no. That without that life code, that was legit impossible.
Oh, Dragon. Next time we share play, I have Contra Collection on PS4. So if we can share play, both of we can try to beat the first Contra.
I mean, I'm up for it, but yeah, I don't see that going well. But I'd be up for it. I haven't played the first Contra in forever. I wouldn't mind. I haven't played it in forever.
So, like, what would you say to like people like myself that haven't really played these games? What would you kind of tell us to kind of expect going in, and why should we get the game?
Yeah, because I should before I say something.
Mhm.
In Sonic 1, Labyrinth Zone, you're going to suffer. In Sonic 2, Metropolis Zone, you're going to suffer. And in Sonic 3, the bear roll. There's a stage called Casino Night Zone.
Carnival Night Zone, and then
Yeah,
it's
Carnival
that
Night Zone.
barrel.
I saw
know
the
what you're
barrel.
talking about, kind of.
I was
Yeah.
stuck for like 2 months because I didn't understand how to do the bear rolls.
Same. A lot of people did not know how to get that thing to move, get that freaking red barrel to move.
Ah,
And it wasn't like years later that I knew how to do it.
yeah, and then the first time I had to do with Sonic and Tails, like my little brother had a second
Jump onto it and keep jumping on into it until it gets
and then-
low enough, and then you can try to quickly jump off of it before it like launches up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what like a lot of people did
Yeah.
on
So-
that cursed stage, on that cursed one spot. And
How long did it take you to beat that stage, both of you? Do you remember how long it took?
I know because over 2 months because I didn't know what to do. So
Jeez,
the
wow.
bear roll in Sonic 3, that thing. Oh man. It's my existence.
Yeah, that took for me that took me like a long time to beat like Carnival Night Zone, and then eventually beating that game because of that one
It's very-
spot.
Yeah,
in
that's
in
one
that
spot.
cave.
But
Yeah,
and then the level Ice Cap Zone. The reason why I love Ice Cap Zone so much because it was a breath of fresh air from Carnival Night Zone. So it became one of my favorite zones ever. Ice Cap Zone.
Yeah, all these zones you're mentioning, I don't remember what Sonic game I played where I ever dealt with them for my first time. But yeah, I know I can't remember which ones they were, but I know I've played a Sonic game with a Carnival Zone in it. Like I know I've played these zones before, and I don't remember them too well, but I do remember, and I know in fact some of them things you had to do with that y'all talking about weren't in the ones I played that happened to have it. But the stage, even without that, like those stages were, oh my God, those stages were so much hell.
Yeah. And then to answer Shadow's question, why you should play Sonic game, because the original Sonic game, back the game is something very different because it's a platformer game, but it's a speed-based platformer. So you control character with superhuman speed. They go fast, and then you fight enemy. And it's a speed-based platformer. That's why I love it, but it's so unique. And then you have to remember, back in the day, there was all the platformer was like Mario clone. Mario is an example of platformer, and then we have something like Alex the Kid. There was like a Mario clone.
Oh yeah, there was a lot back in the day.
And then there's so many platformers. There was like Kid Chameleon. There was more or less based off of Mario, but Sonic is a platformer who made his own unique identity.
Yeah,
a platformer based on super speed. So,
yep, he sure did.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, even some of the what a lot of people I know have grown up watching. I mean, I'm sure there's some who haven't, but I mean, there's a lot who have. Of like, say, even the Ninja Turtles, like the very first ever Ninja Turtles game was somewhat of a weird Mario like setting of having to go through certain spaces with trap enemies and stuff, but it was all on a one-way sided platform and this and that. Unlike where with Sonic, you got all kinds of different hided zones and shit to reach your destination and get hit by springs that send you back and forth to God knows where at a ridiculous speed, and you can't even keep up. It's so different. It is so different.
And then in general, the bosses in Sonic games is a lot harder than bosses in Mario games in general.
Oh yes, because you gotta jump on them just right.
And then the other reason why you should play, because it's a speed-based performance, but you need to build speed based on momentum. So if you mastered the speed, you can go fast. So for example, it's like a skateboard. For example, you see a hop hill, and then you go fast, and then you jump at the end. When you turn into a ball, you will jump very high to go to a higher place. So
Another
very well,
another thing with the
very
with the classic Sonic games is kind of the path that you take, because like on the kind of on the more like kind of lower levels of like the stage itself, kind of like the lower you are, the easier it is, but the slower it is to get to the goal.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
And
they won't have as many
like the more
spring
like higher
traps and
up stages, like it's harder because there's like less platforms like to jump on and probably more enemies, more dangers. But you go the fastest and you get the highest score time, which gives us these four to five games the replay valuable of kind of beating like your score or beating the time and kind of keep on playing. Plus, like these games, they're all good games.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of the reason of what kind of made Sonic actually beat Mario in the 16-bit era.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
In the first
Yeah.
path, at least.
Yeah.
Do you think the difficulty added to that experiences as well? Like,
Yeah, because I mean,
Yes, compared
like,
to Mario, yes, because
yes,
in
because like
general,
seriously, it
Sonic game is harder than Mario games in general,
Right.
especially more. If we exclude modern Sonic game and modern Mario game, they are both on the easy end. But back in the game, Sonic game was harder than Mario
right.
yeah.
back in the game.
And it's the Sonic Origins collections. This is going to have Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, which in turn will also be Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic CD. And to kind of give you like an idea of like from hardest to easiest, in my opinion, Sonic CD is the hardest because of like the whole time travel mechanic thing. That's gonna be that will be explained a little bit later or not, whatever. Then Sonic 1, and then probably like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and then Sonic 2. That's like kind of from hardest to easiest.
Mm.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Even I remember when I played Sonic 2, that wasn't near as hard as the first one. Yeah, even I remember that. Sonic 2 was definitely easier than the first one. The first one was, oh God, that is hard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then before I start my list of the things that I would like to see, the only reason why I like Sonic 3 so much is because Sonic 3, there's a perfect balance between platforming, uh, and enemy, platforming and speed. There's a perfect balance between going fast and platforming and fighting enemies.
Right.
So they perfectly
Yeah.
designed from Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. And then all three characters, they all have their own path. And then all three characters, they all have their own final bosses, which is something unique in Sonic 3 Knuckles.
Yeah, because Sonic, you fight against Eggman,
Yeah.
Dr. Robotnik, at like at Death Egg Zone,
Yeah.
and with Knuckles, you fight against
Mecha
Sonic at Sky Sanctuary.
Yeah. And then I remember.
And essentially a two-phase boss fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what Sonic I played and how my brother or
I
someone
remember.
had a thing that allowed me to
Over.
like instant teleport to the Metal Sonic stage. But yeah, I can legit say I've gotten to try to fight Metal Sonic. Oh my God, I don't know what it was about him, but dang nabbit, I could not beat him to save my life. I tried and tried and tried, and I could not do it. It wasn't. Oh my God, he is so hard. I don't know what it was about it that made it hard, and why his stupid little thing made him so hard. But oh my God,
Metal Sonic has nothing. Which version? Sonic 2 version or Sonic 3?
Well, see, I don't remember which version it was, and like I said, I mean, the way I even got to fight him and why I got to fight him was because someone in my family knew something that caused me to like get away with like teleporting to the stage automatically and just like, instantly being there and getting to fight him off the rip. So it's like I don't remember which one it was.
That could be Sonic 3 and Knuckles and the Knuckles side.
Yeah. But in the Knuckles
Yeah.
side, Knuckles
Then
Sonic
how you start off, you kind of
get
get
a super
sneaked
form.
up to Sky Sanctuary and Dragon God. And well, you kind of get to Sky Sanctuary and you're immediately fighting the boss.
Yeah, that's what
Because
I'm
in the
saying. Like,
version,
I don't
Egg
remember.
Robo, Egg Robo and Mecha Sonic, they were both arguing to be the one who need to kill Knuckles.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, like I
fun.
said, I don't remember which one it was for, but I do remember playing one. All I can remember though is just that I was playing one where some of my family knew some kind of code, or you could put something into the start of the main menu screen of doing buttons and put in something that would cause you to get to immediately go to the end of the game where Metal Sonic is and get to fight him.
That's a stage select kind of code.
Yeah, probably.
Code to do the stage
Yeah, and got to fight him, and oh my god, I tried and tried
That's
and
Sonic
tried.
2. That's Sonic 2 of the final zone or whatever it was called.
Yeah, it was. I think it was even literally
that
called
sounds like
Final
Sonic 2
Zone.
because in Sonic 2 when you fight Robot Sonic, which is like kind of like a steel.
Metal Sonic, whatever you want to call him. Yeah.
Steel, you basically fight that with no rings.
I know. That's what,
Yep. That's exactly what it was. I had no. Fighting him was.
So that's Sonic 2 then. You fight Robot Sonic in Sonic 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Mecha Sonic in Knuckles side, you at least get like 3 rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the thing my brother, whoever used, it was an instant teleport with no rings and having to fight with pretty much in an impossible setting. And it's like, I tried to beat that dude, and I tried and tried, and I couldn't. I could not beat him for the life of me. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But I couldn't beat
him.
That
is a hard fight with no rings, but if you're patient and know the timing of when to jump on Robot Sonic, then you get the chance, then you'll be able to beat it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
but
after that, then you fight the Death Egg Robot.
Him.
Oh god, wait a second. Oh god, no, wait a second. I think only one time I got away with getting to that boss. But then I died within seconds. I never got to get to him again.
Oh yeah.
I could never.
That's true.
I need to tell you something that you all laugh at me, but the Death Egg robot, his projectile attack, I was never in my life was able to dodge it. Never in my life. So I put him in the corner and I run away as fast as I could because there's a limit in the range, because that attack, I swear, it's unavoidable. It's way too fast.
I can beat it.
Well, props to you, because I have to agree with him. I don't understand how you're supposed to fight him.
How do you beat it?
Again, you gotta do it. You gotta have to wait for. Well, you gotta have to like kind of try to jump high and kind of hit like the upper body of the Death Egg robot. But you gotta be careful because again, you have no rings, I think. Yeah. Or maybe you do get a little bit of rings. Yeah. But
well, I mean, if you do it the proper way, you probably do. But I mean, if you do it from
by doing a cheap trick, but I never beat him in a legitimate fight, like in front of him, because his arm attack is impossible to evade. I did anything, it's impossible to evade. So I put him in a corner. Once he aim at you, I go to a corner, and once he do his arm attack, I run to the other side of the room before his arm attack, because there's a limit to his range. If you're within his range, for the life of me, I cannot evade his attack. That's way too fast. That's inhuman.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I fought Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Death Egg Robot Boss.
But, yeah, same here. Like, I mean, it's been ever since I played it.
It does involve a bit of patience and timing, and
yeah, props to you then, because I'm like Canada. I mean, I get it, but it's like, I don't know what it was. Props to you then, because I was like Canada. I don't know what it was about those two bosses, but I could not for the life of me. I don't know what it was. I just couldn't beat them. I just couldn't.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you that the improvement that I would like to see in the Sonic 3 version of Sonic Origins. First, I would like to see a wide screen for HD TV, but that has been confirmed. And when controlling Tails, I would like Tails to have his flight cancel move, just like in the game of Sonic Adventure. In Sonic Adventure, Tails have his flight cancel move.
Oh,
When he fly, you can control his flight using the flight cancel. So that's very useful. And
that's in 3D. This is 2D we're talking about.
yes, I know this is more like a wish list. I know it may never happen.
Yeah,
but-
I know it's a wish list, but continue.
And then the other one is a hard mode for Sonic and Tails. Because in Sonic 3 Knuckles, when you control Knuckle, the bosses in Knuckle version was always harder than Sonic and Tails. For example,
Because of Knuckles like not able to go as fast, and he didn't have a really good jump. Very short jump.
So and then the boss battle with Knuckle was harder. For example, the first boss in Sonic and Tails version, the boss threw one projectile at a time, but in Knuckle version, he threw 4 projectiles at a time. And then the desert boss in Sonic and Tails, he moves slowly, but in Knuckles, he moves fast, and then so on. And then one of the hardest boss in launch-based zone. As Sonic and Tails, you fight one mini boss. It's like a round mini boss with 2 metallic arms that try to kill you. But with Knuckles, you fight against them 2 at a time, which was extremely difficult.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, that
So
sounds
that was a
horrendous.
hard mode version of that game. So I would like Sonic and Tails to have a hard mode. I know it's insane to say that, but I'm insane. So that's something that I would like.
No, I understand that. Gotta respect the grind, man.
I could actually agree with you on some areas with that, Ken, and I would actually agree on some of that with the hard mode for Sonic
Yeah,
and
sure,
Tails.
Yeah, I mean, I can too, but I want to say my reasoning is for that.
I mean,
If anything,
there are
Canada,
some
you're
things that I will say no to of a hard mode version of it, but I could see some other parts into it that I could agree with.
yeah.
And
I
then,
would just say this, like, I mean, I could agree, but it's like, Canada, your reason is not because you're a masochist. Let's just,
Yes,
you're not crazy, you're just a masochist.
yeah. And then the other one is the egg arm boss for every character. In Sonic 3 alone, egg arm is the final boss for Sonic and Tails. But in Sonic 3 and Knuckles,
The big
they remove egg arm boss for Sonic and Tails because they were scared that it would be too difficult for midpoint boss. But they put the egg arm boss in Knuckles' story just to kill you. I remember the first time
Wait,
I saw egg arm boss, the Knuckles version, he's a lot faster because in Sonic and Tails version, the egg arm, the final boss, he tried to grab you 2 times in a row before he changed pattern. But in Knuckles version, he tried to grab you 4 times in a row, and then he's a lot faster. And
that
then
might have been your luck. That might have been your poor luck. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Fighting the big arm boss as Knuckles.
yes, in Sonic 3 Knuckles, there's a big down.
I mean, I know it's basically the entirety of Sonic 3 with the
Yeah.
Knuckles card in it
Yeah,
and all that, but
because the first time I saw big arm boss as Knuckles, I got a heart attack. I said, I need to fight him with Knuckles. Are you insane? Because Knuckles no jumping ability. Because big arm, he's over armored. He's armored in his
on
hand,
top,
in the
you gotta
back.
be very
in
precise
front.
of where you gotta
You
jump.
need to jump at the right length, or else he will hit you. And then big arm,
And will grab you and
he's a grappler, and then he move. When he do his spinning pole driver at the edge of the screen, all the ring will fall outside of the screen. So you have 0 ring after that. So would make it so dangerous.
Yeah, so sure you get hit. So sure you get hit by that. You were on death hit row, and God forbid if you get hit again because you are dead.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, because it's only game.
You'll lose a life. And
It's
start
only
the
game.
boss over again.
Yeah, because it's only game. When you get hit, you lose all the ring. But as long as you get back that ring, you're okay. But against him, once he grabs you and he does like the corner, the ring will will fly in the opposite direction outside of the screen so you can take it back. They made that on purpose to be able to kill you. I know I'm a masochist, but I want the egg arm boss for all characters. I want everyone to suffer.
I would prefer not, thank you.
And then, I would like to have the.
Like I said, a hard mode for Sonic and Tails. I mean, some of that.
I mean, I can agree with the hard mode, but that's from kind of like being one of those few things I would say, okay, I don't mind the hard mode, but no to that, sir, thank you.
And
If
then,
you want to be that much of a masochist, you do that to yourself.
and then I would like to have the Doomsday Zone final boss as Super Tails. Because normally you can only go there as Super Sonic, but it would be nice if Super Tails have the Doomsday Mode final boss.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like the secret last stage of where you collect all the Chaos Emeralds or the Super Chaos Emeralds if you're playing both the cards on it, and you play as basically Super Sonic or Hypersonic and fight kind of somewhat of another version of the Death Egg robot, somewhat, but still that fight.
The first of that fight, I died so many times. Oh man, that was so difficult.
I can imagine.
Oh yeah, do you see? I think we can show you it's him. Do you see that on the screen? The Death Egg. I'm going to see him.
Yeah, you know what the flying robot part where it was showing Egg and that big robot flying in space or whatever.
Fighting against a crazy flying robot who's strong enough.
Oh yeah, that part. That's basically
that insane maniac. I'm going to see him.
Yeah, that
fight. Oh man, I died so many times.
I can imagine that. That honestly just looks like that is beyond annoying.
Of that one, kind of. So it's still the same process.
Yeah, one life. Yeah, he's going to die. I can tell you.
On that original game, on that gameplay of it.
Yeah, that thing. Holy God. And then the other thing I would like to have, I want to have a super hard mode for Knuckles. I know.
Wow, you're really wanting the punishment, man. Damn.
Yes.
Now that's being mad.
Kennedy, you pull it off though. I know you. You've managed to actually get
it. Hard mode for Sonic and Tails.
Yeah, super hard mode for Knuckles.
Oh, that's going too far.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a challenge.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if they were to do that, then you do that for yourself all day long. I ain't touching it.
And then I would like something the ability to switch between the PC version and the Sega Genesis version of the music.
I could agree on. I would enjoy that. That would be a nice little thing.
This is gonna, since I guess like Sonic 3 and Knuckles is gonna have like new music to it.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that will happen because from the rumor I heard, they're going to not Christian Whitehead, but T-Lope is going to do a new version of the music of all the Michael Jackson music, from my understanding.
For those of you who don't know who T. Lopez is, he's kind of like a music composer that has made some of like various remixes for some of the Sonic stages, and he actually made some of his remix of like official Sonic games for Sonic Mania and Sonic Team Racing.
Yeah.
And his musics for some of the stages that he has made are really good. So,
yeah, I even have to admit, I have to agree with that one out of everything Canada says so far. I have to agree with him on that one. I remember for a fact there was some of them. I mean, don't get me wrong, the PC music version for some of the stages weren't bad, but some of the music stages to all the old like classic version, original source version of them.
One moment, I have to show. Sorry,
the music, a lot of the soundtracks for the Sonic game. Man, most of it I loved. Most of it I fell in love with. I loved the Sonic soundtrack to pretty much almost all the stages and just its soundtrack in general. It was so good.
In short, a lot of people love the music of Sonic.
It was so good.
Like all. Just a couple days ago, Sega they did like a whole like Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary sympathy.
Wow, really?
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like a whole
Canada-
big symphony of where like both like orchestra where they actually play like an orchestra version of like Sonic 1 of its melody, Sonic 2 melody, Sonic 3 and Knuckles melody and all that. And then kind of at the halfway mark, or actually in the kind of funny in the intermission, we actually got like a little orchestra version of the Chow Garden from Sonic Adventure 2. And then kind of got the second half of the whole symphony. Then we got kind of like the rock music of Crush 40 and kind of like some like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 and all that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yes, I say Canada. I at least
I watched the whole thing and it was nice. It was a nice thing to listen to. Just listening to the
But
song.
yeah, I see what you're trying to point at, Canada. Yeah, I see that.
Ricardo, this is Metropolis
The
Zone.
Slicer. That's its official name. The slice. It was not the Slicer, but it's called Slicer.
Yeah, he goes to
And
Sonic.
it's a mantis, badnik that has like insane aim in Sonic.
Yeah.
It's like insane aim of its blades in Sonic 2, the original Sonic 2.
But no, okay, no, he's referring to the stage itself. So yeah, this stage,
Metropolis.
that
This
stage
stage
was.
will kill you. I warn you.
Yeah,
Really?
that stage
I used to
is
hate this
insane.
stage,
That
but
is a
now
hard
I
stage.
love this stage because it kills me so much time. I love this. This is my favorite level in Sonic 2 because it's so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a hard. Yeah, even I kind of remember that stage from because that was a stage we played in Sonic Mania, wasn't it?
No.
Wasn't that stage in?
Oh no, but in Sonic Mania there's a stage similar to it. It's called the from Sonic CD, Metallic Madness.
It's Metallic Madness.
Oh.
It's like Metropolis Zone, but in a fair version. Metropolis Zone is
Okay.
unfair.
Because I was gonna say, because like I remember in Sonic Mania we played a stage that I know for a
Metallic
fact I
Madness.
remember
That's
was
what
similar
we
to
were
that.
talking about.
So it's like, yeah, that stage is hell. Even if you, Shadow, even if you were to play the Sonic Mania's version of that stage and played that game's version of that stage. That stage was. I remember dying so many times. Canada had to get us through that stage so many times because I kept dying
Yes, I
everywhere.
remember
That stage
now.
was an absolute pain.
Yeah. And then
God.
that's the thing I would like to think. I would like them to add. So, for those of you who played the two-player mode in the game of Sonic 3 and
Sonic 2.
Yeah, which I did because my brother
would
would
like-
play with me
I want
sometimes. So.
Christian Whitehead to do a full version of the two-player level, like Desert Park, Azure Lake, Chrome Gadget. It has new level as a secret. If they do that, I'm going to cry as joy.
I could see that happening. I could see that happening because on the mobile version of Sonic 2, he actually added Hidden Palace Zone, which it was actually a scrapped level of the original Sonic 2.
Yeah.
And Christian Whitehead, he actually brought that stage as a secret stage.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the way how you go, and it's kind of a funny way of how you get to Hidden Palace Zone because in the stage in the zone called is it Mystery Cave or
Cave something, I forgot the name.
Yeah, but it's like Mystery Cave or something like that. And there's like a certain like pit that you gotta jump down to, and you get to the Hidden Palace Zone. Originally, it was basically a pit full of spikes.
Yeah.
That's it. It wasn't a bottomless pit. It was just a pit full of spikes, and you were kind of stuck there. Couldn't fly up there because you couldn't, even if you play as Tails, you couldn't fly up there, and Sonic couldn't grab onto Tails at the time. That was until Sonic 3. And you were kind of just stuck there, and
I remember being said that I remember. Oh man, I had to wait until my ring ran out to die to restart the level.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah. And so Christian Whitehead, as both as an homage and kind of a plot twist, he made that one spot a secret entrance to the Hidden Palace Zone.
So this is my final point.
What showed right there for a second there. That's Hidden Palace Zone.
Oh, okay, yes.
Oh, the stage before that when it was showing
Let's see.
yeah, that
Let's see.
oh, that greenery looking stage it showed.
Yeah.
Back it up a bit.
Yeah, so you wanna it was okay, that's too far back.
But wait, it will
Yes,
pop
this-
up.
Yes.
This one.
This-
That looks like a yeah.
Yeah.
That was a stage that was originally scrapped. I think it was like one of 4 stages that was originally scrapped.
Why was it scrapped originally? Do you know?
I
don't
think it was time constraint. I think it was time constraint at the time, or maybe it was space limited.
Yeah, either way,
one
I
or
would.
the
Yeah,
other.
either way, I think that's cool to see that to get to come back and be a
So yeah.
permanent, like,
So-
can stay a permanent little thing though. Because yeah, that
So
that
with
don't
the-
look like that would be fun to try.
Yeah.
And so
As
and
difficult
with
as it looks,
Canada,
that looks like that would be fun to try.
yeah, and with Canada saying of like the 2-player stage, like the 2-player mode stages of Azure Lake,
Yeah.
the 2-player state of the unique 2-player stages of it, and seeing like a full playable stage in like the single-player mode,
Yes.
I could actually see that happening.
Is
I
it
could actually see
square?
Chris Ryan probably going the distance and putting making those stages its own.
Yes.
So yeah, I could actually see that happening.
Because I always because those 2-player stage, they were small, they were so fun, and the music for all of them were so good. I always say to myself, I wish they were full level. But I swear, Christian Whitehead, if you make that full level, I'm going to cry of joy. I swear,
Yeah, I
I'm
never
going
got to play
thank
those.
you. I'm going to thank you for the bottom of my heart. If you
Yeah,
the 2-player level from Sonic 3 as full level, you're going to be my new best friend.
yeah,
I swear, Christian White, if you see this video, I'm
You might.
begging you from all my heart.
yeah,
Make
I
them
never got to.
2-player level.
Outside of the scrap stages that Sonic 3 and Knuckles might have, which I don't know if there are any, I could possibly see him maybe doing a stage or two in the 2-player mode.
If they
Yeah,
did that,
I'd be
I
all
would be
for
so
it.
happy. You
Yeah,
cannot
I'd be all
believe
for it.
how
I've never
happy
gotten to try them, but like even I remember when they started making the very first Sonic game that was a 2-player. Like when they made the very first one that was a 2-player for the Genesis or whatever it was. Like there were some things about it that I remember that because it was 2-player and you could play as Tails, the second player could be Tails while the first player was Sonic.
Mhm.
That was so unique and cool. You could only do playing in that way. That if he did stuff like that and those came their own single stages and became a full level stage thing, and I'm in agreement. Like I would love to see that happen and get to do that. That way I could have a way to get to experience that thing I never have yet because that stuff just looks so cool.
Yeah.
I would be
Yeah,
so
there you go.
happy. Word could not express how happy I will be.
Like I mean, those stages seem difficult, but even I think they would be fun to play. They look like they'd be really cool from
Yeah.
a visual sense to get to see and play
Even
in.
as someone who hasn't played it before, even I'm excited looking at it. So I think even I might throw an investment into it as well. Don't know how good I do, but
That's another
Yeah.
thing, but you are interested of it.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Like,
I
I'd
would,
love to do it.
yeah, that's one of those few things. I'm with Canada on people who are making that game. Any of you, like, yeah, seriously, do that. We would appreciate it. We Sonic people would appreciate the high hell, please. That would be so cool. That would be so neat.
Mhm.
So this is the end of part. This the end of part 1 of the podcast for my part. So do you have any final comment, like the thing that you would like to see added in Sonic 3?
Or any other Sonic
Yeah.
game like Sonic.
Yeah.
3.
Outside of what you mentioned, I got nothing.
Like
Maybe
how
kind of like a
for
basic
one?
tutorial mode for
Huh?
newcomers.
Sorry.
Like-
What, Shadow?
A tutorial mode for newcomers.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's going to be a tutorial
I
mode,
don't think because
but
those are
there
simple
might
games.
be something.
Yeah.
Like there might be maybe like somewhat of a manual guide or something like that in the game of like,
Maybe a
like
beginner
how
mode
like the
for absolute
characters
beginner. I
play,
don't know. Maybe.
of like
Yeah.
what button does what. So
Yeah.
it's pretty simple, but I could see coming from your end, Shadows. And
Yeah, so someone who hasn't really ever like
Yeah,
played
it
a
was
lot of
never
them per
really
se
played
at
before.
all.
such a classic game in specific too.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, it's like but I mean,
like
I don't
Sonic,
think they'll do it.
like, probably like with Sonic 3 and Knuckles with like the elemental shields of like what they could
Yeah,
do.
see, like if they gave you
Sonic
some kind of thing that would at least
Yeah, and look at
explain the
Sonic 3 like in Sonic 1 and 2. Yeah, that would be
Hmm.
nice. Yeah.
yeah, because I think
didn't thought
because I
of
think
that.
I was lucky in the regard of that somehow when my folks got mine of 1 and 2 and when I started the Sonic games for the Sega Genesis, we were somehow they had gotten a hold of some kind of booklet to it that explained to me what the things did and helped explain at least bare minimum what each of the little different things could do. So it's like, yeah, they could do that with that one. I feel like that would be helpful more, especially seeing from what I was seeing from what you were showing us. What looks like they added new thingies, they added new things for us to get from those. A little guide to it would be nice. That way we know what those things do. That would be nice.
Mhm.
That way, at least we got something to go back on in case we forgot what the heck it did before we hit it and say, "Oh, well, that's not worth doing," or not, So that would be nice if they did, yeah, something for that at least.
What happened to your background? We don't see you anymore.
Hmm?
Shadow, we don't see you anymore.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize my camera was off.
Oh yeah, for some reason, whenever you're talking now, the camera like turned itself off or something. It's just showing the little thing.
Oh, my icon. Yeah, 1 sec. I'll just turn it back on there. Just 2 seconds.
Yeah,
I feel
we don't know what the heck happened
the
to
only
it,
one
but it
with a beautiful background.
All right.
we don't know what happened, but it started off working and it was showing the background you had, and then all of a sudden it just cut off. It's like
Maybe it was a mispress or something. Maybe I mispressed it by mistake.
I don't know. All I know is it's showing the emblem thing instead of what you had earlier when we started. So it's like, yeah, you might want to check that. I don't know why it's doing that now, but it is.
Okay, so before I start part 2, so Doom, do you have any final comment for part 1?
Not really. It's just basically the original Sonic games 1, 2, and 3, and Knuckles and CD. It's basically like Sonic Mania again, but in the original stages and games. That they came
And with more stuff.
Like,
and we're going to be getting more
like
stuff than
Oil
what Mania got
Technical
apparently.
Madness, Stardust Speedway, and all that, Flying Battery, and all that. Like some of those stages,
Yeah.
what game they came from in their originality. So it like what the title is going to be. It's going to be Sonic Origins. It's that. It's pretty much like basically 5 Sonic games or 4
Shadow.
into one compilation.
Yeah.
So
by
I kind
the
of got
way,
nothing else.
Shadow, do you know why I made you the joke of Maria all these years ago?
Oh no, why? I still remember it.
Yeah, because in that game of Sonic
Wait, a meme you made?
2 for the Sega Dreamcast,
Yeah.
it's Sonic and the Shadow. Sonic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then in the past, in Shadow's backstory, Shadow had a human friend called Maria.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then-
yeah.
And then she died, and then her death traumatized Shadow so much that he became serious. The reason why he's such a serious character because of his tragic path of his best friend dying, but because of something that happened, no spoilers, and then it traumatized him, and because of that, he became a very serious person. Compared to other characters, he's not joyful. Like Sonic and Tails, they are joyful, and Knuckles, even if he's serious, you can see that he's happy in a serious way. But that Shadow, even if he's happy, he will always be a part of him who will always be sad.
Yeah.
His sadness, and that's the reason.
Yeah.
With Maria.
Yeah. The death of Maria.
What a name I picked, eh?
Yeah. What a coincidence.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, hold on, wait. So what? I was trying to keep up, but I'm lost. So what? What now?
The joke is that my name is Shadow Blazer, but like,
And
it's-
but
I
Ken is
encourage
like
you by
taking
doing
a twist
you
of
need
just
to
a
avenge
shadow,
Maria.
of Shadow the
I am.
Hedgehog.
I'm going to revenge Maria one day.
Yeah. Anytime he
Okay, I
this
don't know.
was a tournament, I encourage me by saying he is the one who killed Maria. Avenge him. That's why.
Oh,
Oh, okay. That's not. I feel like okay. I feel like that's something I'll have to explain one day offhandedly on his own for me to get it. But even still, I mean, I get enough to where it's like, oh god. But yeah, no. One day, Shadow, you got to go in full details.
Yeah, I
on
will.
that.
I'll
That sounds
explain
like one
it.
hell of a funny joke.
It's a joke that we've had for quite a while.
Yeah, you want to tell me about that sometime.
I don't remember this joke, but now
Well, like I
hear
said, apparently it's something that just him and Canada had specifically that something that just kind of happened. But it's like, yeah, you have to tell me about that one day, Shadow.
Oh yeah, no, I will.
All
I
right.
mean, it's kind of like some of the memes that's happened specifically because of the shit that's happened between me and Cage. That Canada has, I know, affected his videos. I forget which ones, but I mean, there's quite a few videos where I know for a fact he has said before that it became a meme among us and Aquas that Aqua memes have become what it has, partly due to the stuff that's happened to Cage, or because of a thing that happened between me and Cage when we were fighting. And it's just like, yeah, the shit that happens.
Anyway, so that's a bit. That's it for part one of the whole Sonic podcast with
Yeah.
Sonic Origins thing.
Now I'm going to your share screen and yeah. Did you see? Do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so this is part two, because I know, by the time I'm making this video, a few weeks ago there was an event called Sonic Central, and then they showed us that they're working on a game called Sonic Origins. But at the end of the event, they show a CGI trailer that they're working on a game of Sonic, and a new 3D Sonic game called Sonic Rangers, and from the review I see, they're going to return to the old style of level design instead of a new style. For example, like you can see in the earlier 3D Sonic game, like Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Saturn, Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. The green screen is not making things.
But yeah, Sonic
Easy, yeah, but I mean, it's coming up enough to where it's coming. You're getting it to show up often enough to where they should be able to catch it, even if they have to like pause it for a split minute to catch it. Like it's showing up enough to where it's
Sonic
catching.
Hero for the PlayStation 2,
Xbox, and
PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. So in general, like you can see, the earlier 3D Sonic game, they had a more open level design in 3D. So you can move the camera. You had multiple controllable characters, something that I miss. And like you can see that code. You had a freedom. You can go left, right. You can go anywhere.
Yeah.
In the earlier 3D Sonic game, it was an exploration-based level design. It had a perfect balance between speed, combat, and speed platforming. It was a perfect balance. But for modern 3D Sonic game like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, Sonic Force, and Sonic Generation, you control Sonic who basically go in a straight line. Oh man!
Huh. What happened?
I presume the friend's awake now.
Yes, he finally answered.
Part two.
Well, it might be a good time that he might be coming since we're going to be talking about the new Sonic game, presumably Sonic Forces.
Can you see my
Sonic Rangers?
Yeah.
I mean, might as well invite him in.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, do invite him in.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I mean, he's
It was
coming
so
in
funny.
late. he's coming in late, unfortunately, but I mean, hey,
Oh,
he
no,
still
it's
made
perfect.
it.
Perfect. It would be so funny.
I mean, he still got to make it at least. I'm just glad at least, if anything, he got to make it, even if it's only halfway through. At least he got to make it. Because, like you said earlier, I know how much he wanted to. At least from the way you've talked, apparently he really wanted to be here for it. So, I mean, at least he managed to make it to where he didn't miss out on all of it.
Leave this.
Yeah. Finally, he answered me, Lecorbak. I think he will make it to the half point.
Yeah.
Yes. Finally, he make it to the half point. It was so
Better to get to be here for it in some way, form, or another than
Yeah,
not at
man.
all.
At least he's here, or will be here.
Yeah.
We'll probably do like a quick introduction with him, and then probably give like his thoughts of Sonic Origins, and then we'll immediately head straight, and then we'll go
Yeah.
straight.
We'll
back
see what we end up doing, folks.
to
But yes,
talk
we
about
have
Sonic
our
Origins.
last participant who wanted to join us for it to begin with is finally making it. He just accidentally set through his alarm and let time get away from him. It happens. It happens to all of us. We all have our days where it's just time slips away.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Lecorbak.
Hello.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
I'm here.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, Lecorbak, introduce everyone to. He's one of my long-time YouTube friends, and we made a movie together.
Yes.
I've watched them. I enjoyed them very much. I like the videos y'all did. I enjoyed it.
Thank
It
you.
was so good.
Oh man.
Thank you.
Lecorbak.
It took us a really long time to make this video.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it. Like I could tell the amount of work that y'all did, and I don't know if you know it, but I don't know if you remember from Aquas for the few times we did Aquas, and if you remember my voice and know it or not, but it's me, Dragon. But yeah, no, I could tell from watching the vids. Like when I watched that, I remember when I first ever watched it, I thought to myself, man, and just I enjoyed watching it so much, and just I could tell y'all put a lot of work into that. That was, I'm pretty sure that took y'all for like ever to do. But I enjoyed it so much. Props to y'all on that. That was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Un grand fan des beat'em all et pour
Yeah, that's the French version.
That was so good. I enjoyed it.
This is one of the best YouTube movies I ever did in my life.
Anyway,
Anyway, back to topic. So, Lecorbak, he lives in France. And then
Yes.
we just finished part one. So I'm going to make you a quick resume of part one. This was
Okay.
the movie or a video that I showed to everyone.
then you
In
can give
part
out
one-
your opinion of your thoughts.
Yeah. So in part one, I wanted to say the update I would like to see in Sonic 3. I want to say
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want widescreen for HD, Tails Fly Cancel, hard mode for Sonic and Tails, super hard mode for Knuckles version, egg arm boss for everyone, Doomsday Zone for Super Tails, full level for the Sonic 3 and Knuckles 2-player mode, and the ability to switch between Genesis music and PC music for Sonic 3 Knuckles.
Oh, that's pretty great.
Yeah. So before we go to the part two, Lecorbak, what kind of update would you like to see for this?
I don't know. I have played this game really too much.
one.
Too much.
Yeah, I think the game is like perfect, like it is
Sonic Origins. Here's the non-stop
from the start. So I don't know.
This is your chance to experience
Yeah.
the beginnings of Sonic on the latest platform.
But in my
Now with that
thing,
content,
the improvement is super hard mode for Knuckles.
later in the year.
I'm a Knucklesist, I know.
Yes, you are a masochist when it comes to video games. When it comes to video games, you are a masochist. Yes, you are. you
You don't
like
love
to make
your man, you
yourself
love being
deal
tortured.
with some
That's going too
ridiculous
far.
stuff.
That's going too far. But what are your thoughts of the Sonic Origins coming, Lecorbak?
Sonic Origins.
Yeah. Sonic Origins.
Is that the compilation?
Where you're able to get like 5 classic Sonic games in one compilation.
Yeah. I already have a Sonic Mega Collection Plus
Mhm.
on PS2 and
GameCube.
Nintendo GameCube, and that's basically the same thing, but it's pretty good for the people who don't have Sonic Mega Collection Plus.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
I understand.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually.
Well, that
Well,
and just it's kind of cool to get to see we're still getting another one that's like it, but with more stuff to it.
Yeah.
The fact that we're getting more
Body of light
content
stuff, like,
added
for
on this one
example,
is great.
yeah, like for example, in Sonic CD, when you do the spin dash, it's like this weird like charge up thing
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember.
That,
Yeah.
that it was this weird charge up thing that you have to and then you go taking off instead of like how it is in Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, where you hold down, press the jump button, and then you let go of the down button, and then you're off.
Yeah, that's why, like I said, like that's why I did that noise, like because I remember the classic noise too. When you would go to do it, every time you click the button to go to start the spin, it just go sit there and get it going, and then once you released it, you're flying.
It's so funny, Lecorbak, because we waited for you for 1 hour. I sent you a lot of message. I said you must be sleeping because in France it's like 3 a.m. Now it should
Yeah.
be 4:30 a.m.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
very late.
Yeah. All right. One of our friends here, Shadow, he's got the same time zone as
Yeah.
you. He lives in a place that's the same time zone as you. So he, in situations like these, when he does stuff with us, he's kind of the same. He has to take a nap and get himself a little bit rested before he joins us because it's same to the same time zone as you. So it's like late as heck for him right now.
Yeah, it's pretty late on my end too, but sure.
Oh, by the way, Lecorbak, I gave you the ability. I gave you the permission to record. So on the bottom you can press record. So you have to be
If you
safe.
wish.
I want everyone to record this event just to be safe because maybe Bigfoot might come and destroy my computer tomorrow and I lose everything.
I started mine like an hour ago.
One of you recorded, there'll be one backup just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
So I put everyone the permission to record just in case.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, because you.
And
we
again,
know how,
I'm
we know how
sorry
the things
to
of Bigfoot
come
happen.
that late.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Because we were about to start part 2. I was literally explaining, and then you came at the right time, give me a message.
Yeah,
Just so you know, I was actually recording a video just before I started at like 21, 22, and the recording lasted for 6 hours.
Oh,
That's why.
I thought we were sleeping.
That's why I'm so late.
Oh, jeez.
You're fine. I completely understand that.
Yeah, no, you're good, but yeah, like, good God, no wonder you, Jesus.
It's really, a good name, very funny.
Forever to upload a video.
Yeah,
It takes forever.
yeah,
You're all good, man.
Too.
Okay.
yeah. And besides, I mean, heck,
So I will
Canada
start
has videos.
part 2.
Canada has videos where he's upright told me that, heck, 6 hours. I've had this man down over Canada tell me he's taking videos. It took his videos like over a day to get done. It's like, oh my Lord. Like, what are you doing?
Okay, now I'm going to start part 2. I'm going to start from the beginning. So basically, in the earlier 3D Sonic game, like Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Saturn, Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast, Sonic Hero for PS2, the green screen doesn't work well, and Sonic Adventure 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. the level design of earlier 3D Sonic game, like you can see on the video. Oh, wait, can you all see the video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I will look very silly if I see you can see the video while you cannot see.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Like you can see on the video, the earlier 3D Sonic game, Sonic
3D Blast.
earlier 3D Sonic game, all the Sonic game had an open level design, and you had free camera. You can go anywhere for free. So it had a perfect balance between speed, combat, and platforming. Perfect balance.
Not the
But
free camera on 3D Blast, but it was on Adventure 1, 2, and Heroes.
yeah, I know it's a short expression, but 3D Blast is still a more exploration-based level design. And in Sonic Adventure, they perfected it.
Yeah, even I have to admit, I didn't never get to play Knuckles for some of the early ones. I never wound up got a chance to play Knuckles too often to see what his stuff was like. So this is my first time seeing it. But when I was playing Sonic and doing Sonic's stages, oh, I remember enjoying the heck out of it. What sucks for me was it was just one of those games I never got to keep long enough to really get to play it a lot. So I never got to explore it a lot. But I got to do it a little bit, and I enjoyed it. It's just I never got to do as much as I would have liked.
Mm.
And then currently, for modern 3D Sonic game like Sonic to Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Color, Sonic Generation, Sonic Forces, you basically only control Sonic, and you just go to straight line and you just run. Like you can see, you just go to a straight line and you just run.
More of a linear design.
Yeah,
More hallway linear design and 2D sections here and there.
So compared to this and this, a huge difference in the way it is thing.
Yeah, I honestly kind of prefer the older one, honestly.
There's momentum in a way.
Yeah, I'd honestly kind of prefer the original, though. The older one to me was just, I feel like the older one was just more funner.
Canada, the last exploration level-based design was actually 2006.
Oh,
we're going to forget about this game.
Okay.
As a Sonic fan, I'm embarrassed to show this game. Do you?
I know the game. Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't.
tempted to play it
2006
just
was.
to see.
I have no idea what. I have no
Wait,
idea.
you
what that
don't
is.
know about Sonic 06?
No, I don't.
How about we just drop it for now? How about we just drop it for now?
For now,
This game doesn't exist.
Guys, this game was
going back to answer, it doesn't exist.
What are you talking about? It's the greatest Sonic game ever created.
like I
It
said,
has the best loading screen.
Oh man, it's great.
as a Sonic fan, I'm embarrassed for Sonic 06. So I'm that embarrassed. So
Yeah, so technically on the exploration level base, it basically ended on 2006.
yeah, because
Yeah,
because of that game, because of that. But
That's what killed it.
Sega's
It
fault.
was just glitches and it was just glitches and
Yeah.
it was mostly glitches.
Poorly
But
designed.
yeah, other than that, it kind of ended at 2006.
Yeah,
yeah,
and then
but that one was a mess.
Starting from 2008, most mainline 3D Sonic game, you just control Sonic has a playable conical. You go to the left.
You're gonna.
Canada, what did you do?
Canada,
I can tell by that reaction. You did something. What
I
did
think
you
people
do?
can get the idea of the linear
Okay, so
level
you just-
design on the screen here.
You
So-
go to the left. You go to the right. You ran. You do
On
a
the side.
holding attack chain. You go underneath. You jump and you repeat. You go on straight line. You see. You go to that left, right,
Yeah.
left,
Yeah.
right.
Or
This is what I'm. You go that straight line. You only control Sonic for the most part in modern Sonic game, and you do chain of homing attack, and this kind of game is a lot easier. And in general, this kind of thing is a lot easier. And then, fan like me is starting to miss the more exploration-based level design of earlier 3D Sonic game.
Right.
And there's a rumor that that 3D Sonic game called Sonic Rangers, they got to return back to their exploration-based level design.
Oh, I hope they do, because
Yeah.
if I had to choose between the two, I think I would prefer the older ones, please.
So
Uh,
for my second segment, I want to talk about my concern, my concern and hope about it. So before I tell my opinion, I will let you give parole for you to talk about your
like
what you think
opinions
about.
I'll start. And now, giving Sonic the Return of like a more like according to what this leak is saying, is that the new Sonic game, Sonic Rangers, it's going to be a combination of like an open world exploration, like, and to have like the linear level design, like forces, generations, and all that, with like as that one as being somewhat of a side thing, kind of, but I think it's nice to have like a nice return of like the exploration, like an open world exploration, and concerning of and according to what this league is saying of how this open world is going to play, and like it's gonna have like this weird combat, kind of this interesting but yet weird combat. Like, well, in short, it's gonna be an interesting game of what it will look like. We don't know what it looks like, but when we see it, it might be interesting. What are your guys' opinion of like the exploration level base somewhat returning in this new Sonic game for you three, Dragon, Shadow, and LeBrock?
Well, in my case, Sonic Adventure 2 was and still is nowadays my favorite Sonic game. And when I saw Sonic Forces, I thought it was going to be like a Sonic Adventure 3 game.
Oh, something like that.
Yeah, but instead we got the same game. I think the problem of the late Sonic games are that they can be finished in a few hours.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Like Sonic Colors, Sonic Forces, etc. There's not a lot of replay value in those games. When you compare to Sonic Adventure 2, where you can play for like 30, 40, 50 hours to complete the game. That's a really different perspective. And I think it will be good if they come back to a system like Sonic Adventure, but I don't think they will do again like Sonic Adventure, especially when we saw Sonic Forces being one of the worst game of the Sonic franchise, in my opinion.
I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it's
one of the worst.
I say it's like mediocre.
It's medium.
Yeah. Well, I get what Lecorbak's saying though. Like, I mean,
it's 6, but is that in the same quality as Sonic Generation and Sonic Unleashed, in my opinion, for the boost type. But it's like for me, for this Sonic Forces, they like I don't know. It's like it's way too simple of a game. Is that the same quality?
Yeah.
I finished it in like 3 hours. Like,
seriously?
To me,
I mean, all Sonic games were simple and stuff, but
go on, Shadow or Dragon.
Yeah, I was just saying on agreement with them. It's like, it just at least on that note, just that, like, I mean, it was simple. Sonic games have always been simple, granted, but the shortness and the amount of speed you can complete some of the other ones, like those one they always mentioned. That would be like, how can you call that a game? That was too short. Yeah. That was beyond just like, what?
If that was like 3 or 4 times longer than that, it would be great. But the thing is, there's like 20 levels, and each of those levels, you can finish them in like 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If they are like Sonic 3, for example, Sonic 3, there are not a lot of levels, but they are pretty long.
Yeah.
So you have this as a compensation. But
Yeah.
here, you can finish the game way too fast.
Yeah.
And the game is way too easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in Phoenix Forces, they removed the life system. It's like, I'm a masochist. I want to be game over. They removed the life. Why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, even I don't mind easy games, but look, give me some kind of challenge to it, please. I mean, at
Yeah.
least a little bit. I don't mind easy games, but I don't like them to be that easy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in short we're all in agreement of like with Sonic Forces, like it was promising at the start, but then when it came out, it felt
Yeah, I mean, well, I
short,
mean,
like-
even when
like-
it came out,
like-
like, I mean, the
it
gameplay
was
and
the
idea
best.
of it is fine.
the
It's
best.
just too short.
Mhm. I played Sonic Forces, and it's not a bad Sonic game, but it's not a good one.
It's average.
And the problem is like there's like nothing. It's like kind of when you start the game and go all the way to the end, it's like that's it.
Yeah. Once it's done, it's done. Yeah.
That's like your. Like, didn't this game came out like $40 or $30?
Yeah, for what it was priced at, that was like what?
That is enough.
Like, sure, you got like 24 levels. That's quite a lot, but it's in those levels that made it. There's so many levels is that they're short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them
short.
like a good minute, a good
Yeah, like
minute, 2 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, it's
And
ridiculous.
I'll play the whole premise of like the plot. I like the premise and the plot, but they cut it off short of like the whole story.
Yeah.
Because for people who don't know about Sonic Forces, the plot in Sonic Forces is that Eggman has finally defeated Sonic and has taken over the world. And now it's up to kind of like with this small resistance group with like most of Sonic's friends to try to find out how to try to save Sonic and to beat Eggman once again. And this is where you, the avatar character that you create, kind of come in and help the resistance and help Sonic to help beat
Not Bubs.
Eggman and pretty much his Eggman Empire world.
Yeah, I've done the gameplay of it, so it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, the concept and everything is cool. It's just, like I said, it's one of those weird things where it's just everything about it was fine, except the daggone length of the stages. That was literally the only thing they did wrong, and the main thing, you didn't want to do wrong, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, imagine Dr. Eggman controlling like 99.9% of the planet, and then by playing for like 1 minute, you already have freed 10% of the planet. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
That's true.
Pretty much, yeah, it's very much that.
Start Eggman, or like he conquered like 99% of the whole planet, and then like probably like in the next like 10 minutes of playing the game, you're already halfway done. Like already.
Yeah. It's too fast.
Okay, I want to say so.
The pacing, like it ended off like it went off too short and too soon of what could have been a really good story and plot. And even like the enemies of like Infinite, even though they freaking milked the living crap out of Infinite of them being Edge and all that.
Yeah.
But even with him of like actually, fun fact, the backstory of Infinite was kind of behind both a DLC for Sonic Forces and a comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in the main game.
Yeah, so again,
Lord.
that's like outside the song. That's kind of outside the game source and kind of like outside like some of the main story. Though, of course, that was in like the Shadow DLC mode, Shadow the Hedgehog DLC.
At least the DLC was free.
Yes.
Yeah.
that was at least a saving grace of that DLC was that it was free.
Yeah,
That didn't save everything else.
it was a very lame villain, to be honest. He's not memorable.
It was a good vision of concept. Execution it was really short.
Yeah, it could have been Sonic Adventure 3 with the story, but the choice of level design and the fact that the game is way too short, I think it hurts the game.
I want to go like Sonic Adventure's level of story, but probably more like Sonic Unleash storyline colors. I think that's probably a better story progression. But yeah, Sonic Forces ended up short. So
I remember when everyone thought Bubsy was the Avatar character.
Oh yeah,
it was so funny. And then 2 weeks after that, they made a new game of Bubsy. That's not a coincidence.
Game of Bubsy. Yeah, that's the thing. You can have a lot of levels for a game, but if you're gonna run through the levels, I know Sonic is supposed to be a fast character, but finishing games in world record time isn't exactly worth the money, especially if it's $40. When it comes to the subject of exploration, what you need, it's grand having a world that you can explore, but if you don't have content in the world for the player to explore, it kind of makes it pointless.
That it does.
You wanna hear something funny? But I think I have a way better time playing Bubsy 3D than Sonic Forces, honestly.
God. Well.
What?
It's at least better than Lego Rock Raider. I can tell you, Bubsy 3D.
That's kind of my 2 cents in it, really. For me, I suppose as a player, something like that will come down to preference. Personally, I love the idea of a world that you can explore and that you can, walk around in, and you have the freedom to do that. But if it's not done correctly, or if the execution is poor, for example, Sonic 06, or maybe in this case Sonic Forces, it does leave a distasteful kind of experience. If the game is too short, then it feels like a waste of money, because you're really getting what you paid for, in a sense, out of it. You want a game that you can take your time with, you can pace, So that's kind of my feelings on it. So a balance of quality and length is definitely important, I think.
That's why I'm going to wait for the release of the new game. I don't even remember the name.
Sonic Rangers, but it's
Sonic Rangers, yeah.
So
I'm not going to buy it from day one. I'm going to wait for a few.
So you see more information about it.
Yeah, let it kind of be out for a little bit and see what they do with it. Yeah, I get what he means. Basically, let it come out and just kind of see what they do with it for a little bit first before getting it. Wait and see what they do with it after it's released for a bit. Yeah, that sounds like a smart idea. Just let it come out, give it a little bit, see what they do with it, and then see if it's worth it or not. I definitely feel like it's going to be one of those kind of Sonic games. Even to me, it feels like it is.
But you never know. At the same time, maybe they'll have learned from past mistakes from other titles and try to, incorporate that knowledge into it. Hopefully.
Sometimes with Sonic, sometimes they'll hit it big and then they kind of shoot themselves in the foot, and in the next one.
Yeah.
I know from my input, to kind of finish off my input on it, in terms of the question, for my input about it, I would just say that I mean, don't get me wrong, I remember I've seen some other games that, I've been on YouTube at moments where it's from YouTube's perspective, I've seen people give their opinion reviews of, and actually now that I think about it, I think I might have seen the 2006 version of that 3D Model 1. I don't remember for sure if I have or not. But I mean, I've seen, now that I've actually got to see it, I have seen some random videos of different, even some specifically fan-made Sonic games using that style. and
more open world exploration.
yeah,
And a lot of people have been wanting like Sega to do something with.
but I've seen
Sonic Project 3D Heroes.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen. But yeah, my point is, I'm just saying, like, I've seen people do fan-made versions of that 2008 one, of even using that particular model solely for fan-made games, and just seeing that. The point is that style being used, and it's like, yeah, my concern for would be, and what I hope they do is just that, just how I feel about it, is, in a general whole, is just that, okay, if they want to do that route, please, for the love of God, bring back the old style to some kind of degree to it, because, I mean, some people don't mind that style, sure, but I'm not one of them. I like the idea that if you're going to make it, sit there and claim it's an exploration, to keep it kind of the style like the old ones were, because to me, those were a lot of fun, and just, I feel like if you want to especially grab those kind of people's attention, and just, if you want to have a game that can connect those kind of people that like the Sonic games of those days, and just do Sonic from what we know it to be, then do that style. And if you're gonna want to try to use that 3D new style as well, then try to mix it, because if you do just the 3D new style, 2008 style, I'm sorry, but I don't think a lot of people are going to care for that. And just that, no, please, for the love of God, don't just do that single way of doing it, routed way of doing it, because I just don't see that going well for them at all. I see that they wanted to make a good hit off of this, combine it, or lean more toward sticking to the old style than that one, because it just, I don't see a lot of people being able to have an appeal for that as much as they stuck to, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping, if anything, if they want to use the new model style and they're wanting to do that, at least put the old style into it in some kind of way, fashion, or form as well, and try to mix it, because otherwise I don't see it being much of a fun game. Personally, I can't see that being a lot of fun. Because I never feel, because like Lecorbak has said, all of us have already said, like, if you stuck that way, if you stuck to the new way style, the game would be you'd be going through the game so bloody fast.
Yeah.
How is that a game? Like, that'd be good. I don't mind games being short, but that's too bloody short. Even for a Sonic game, that is too bloody short.
Yeah, because the modern 3D Sonic game is like there's no balance between platforming, combat, and speed. It's like they only focus on speed. There's pure speed and no
with a little platforming here and there. And
that's how I feel about
and then the occasional kind of switch from 3D to 2D.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, I forgot to about.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed it too when I saw that. Like, no, you're wrong. I mean, I saw it, but that's my point. Though, like, make the whole game based in a way to where it's like
that's still linear.
Yeah, well, we'll see. That's
at least they get the music right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that too. Yes, and for the love of God, please give us some kind of good music to go with it, because I swear, if you botch that up, Sonic makers, we need to have a talk.
Even if I hate Sonic Forces, I really like the OST of the game.
Yeah.
Me too. The music on the game was always good in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, as long as they don't stick to that being the only style they do, though, then I can see it being a good game. But just for the love of God, don't strictly try to do the 2008 style. No, don't. For the love of God, Sonic makers, don't stick to just having it be pure speed and doing that. I'm telling you, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot for doing that.
I don't want to see that 2006 model of Sonic.
Yeah.
So for my input, like, I am excited for the new Sonic game. I am excited.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's going to be easier to do with it for sure.
Yeah. But I'm concerned. There's one kind of glaring thing I'm concerned, and it's the timing of how they revealed it, because You know how they revealed Sonic Forces and how they teased it?
Oh yeah, no gameplay. It's just a cutscene.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, they
And it was on
literally
the
just
anniversary. It was on the 25th anniversary of Sonic. Then we had to wait a year, and then the game came out.
Yeah.
Now, on its 30th anniversary, we get the tease for this game, and we're gonna have to wait for next year for the game to come. This is a very similar thing to happen, because though at least with Sonic Forces, we were actually excited of like the premise of it, of like Eggman finally taking over the world, and Sonic now kind of in this back up against the wall situation.
Yeah.
This case,
Yeah.
and in this, and with Sonic Rangers in this case, it's not much of the story, but rather of what this leak.
Yeah, this game exists.
Thing is
Sonic
the
runs
gameplay.
fast.
Yeah.
It's gameplay
That's all
because
we know.
it's not only gonna have like the linear level design like Unleash, Generations, and Forces, but that's more somewhat of a side thing, because you go because according to this leak that I saw, according to this leak, it's gonna have like the linear level design and this sort of like hyperspace sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the main gameplay is gonna be more like the open. It's like a open world type game, like the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Genshin Impact, something like that, like more open world, and you explore.
and that would be fine. That's would be fine.
That is what I'm like. If this leak is real, I'm actually excited of what this like open world will look like and how it's played, because this is something we haven't seen like the whole exploration level base since like again Sonic 06. Like we haven't seen that in a long time, but in a bigger world level and all.
With more than
The glaring thing that I'm very concerned is the timing of how it got revealed and when the game is released and what's going to happen to it.
Yeah, but it's all going to be speculation, you see, Doom, up until that point.
Yeah.
For you guys, it's all going to be speculation, and hopefully they'll deliver on it, you know?
Yeah.
Especially because, you know, there's been some hits and misses. And it can, and, you know, from the games they have made, like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, you know, there's potential there to create really solid Sonic games.
Yeah.
They have the Sega and Sonic team. They have the potential of making a good Sonic game. And with Sonic Rangers, of what this leak is saying, the gameplay sounds different and really good.
Yeah.
Problem is, one, the timing of how this is all revealed and when it's gonna happen, when the game is actually released. And this is kind of Sega we're talking about too.
Yeah.
Sonic team, because their track record, it's kind of like a yo-yo of like it will be good and really good, and then it kind of falls off to not very good.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, I'm not trying to be mean on them and like down talk them and whatnot, but like, yeah, they've
I just realized something important. I didn't make that disconnection. You know, all the exploration base level design, it was once Yuji Naka, the creator of Sonic, was there, but in 2005, before Sonic 06, Yuji Naka left, and since then, the game was linear.
Really?
Oh, wait a minute, you're right.
Yuji Naka, the creator of Sonic, left Sega for some reason.
Oh, right,
that's the
right.
reason.
Even I remember hearing from a YouTube video or something about that. How
Yes.
Yeah. I remember hearing
the creator of Sonic is not there. That's why Sonic game. It's like Sega don't know what to do with Sonic anymore because the creator is not there anymore. Like
I forgot. Yeah, now that you mentioned that, I forgot because I know from.
But all the modern 3D Sonic game, it wasn't made by Yuji Naka. That's why.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, you're right. Because even I remember catching a video on YouTube one time that did say something about the Sonic creator was. I mean, I didn't understand it fully, but I mean, I understood the point is the Sonic creator was doing something else and this and that, and just something was going on with him,
Yeah.
and then he was basically leaving the company he originally was working with, or random stuff.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that until you
Because
mentioned it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That did
franchise,
happen. Oh
the creator
boy.
left the company, and Mega Man, my second favorite franchise, the creator left the company. So all my favorite franchise, the creator leave the company.
It's like if
Now that you've
it's
mentioned
like
it,
if Sakurai
Yeah, that-
stopped to make Super Smash Bros. Games.
Yeah, and the creator of the Sonic or developer of like Sonic he went on to make there's a Square Enix game called Balan.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it was like this kind of this big sort of platform game, and from what people are saying, it's not quite of a good game.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
but no, that's right. Now that
like Ballin in like Magical Land or something like that. I can't remember
But
that game. That game what Canada has.
Yeah.
Wonderland. That's it. That Ballin in Wonderland. That was it.
yeah.
Like when you look at the design of like kind of the character in front, like that looks like Sonic. Like the art design and all that. That looks like from Sonic. Though it's Square Enix and yeah.
Yeah, I completely forgot until y'all mentioned that's right. Because even now that I think about it, I remember before we got Mega Man 10 or whatever that last Mega Man game was, like before we got that one,
Bounce Man?
I do remember. God, don't. Bounce Man, oh my God! How does anyone expect to find that intimidating?
I never heard about Balan.
Balan in Wonderland.
Yeah, neither I.
I've never heard of it either, but like I do know that now that Ken mentioned it, I do remember that. Yeah, like heck, even actually to this day, recently, I have been hearing a lot of creators moving from their original games and stuff that they did, and have
are
been
moving on to
going to a lot of different companies and this and that, and doing a lot of different things as of late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the creator of Metal Gear, he left the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that too. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
For that gaming industry.
Yeah, he left
And
Konami
then
and he actually made up his own. He
went
made
down.
up his own gaming studio.
Yeah.
yeah, and I remember some of them. That's why they left too. Some of them was just ready to go and make their own one because their own company was driving them at the walls with the way they wanted to do it, and they just didn't wanna. And it's like,
or other,
so they
but
just, yeah, I forgot about that. That's a good point. I forgot all about that.
that was a
totally
good
forgot
point.
about that.
Yeah, though.
That would explain some things.
Yeah, though at least, but with the Sonic Rangers game, like with the Sonic Forces, and when it was teased, like it was basically like the premise of it that got a lot of people like interested and like excited for it, and then when the game came out, that came out really good.
Yeah, it just
This case, it's not really much of the story, but rather the game. So according to what this leak, and if it's true, it's the gameplay. Because of like because according to this leak and what it showed on the trailer, when you're like in the open world, when you boost and when you kind of like go in a circle and kind of hit kind of like the boost trail of what you did in the circle, apparently like you can deal kind of quite a bit of like a damage on like a group of enemies if you like boost kind of like around them, and you can do damage to them. Like to put it in like the context of what I'm saying, has any of you played a Nintendo DS game called Pokemon Rangers?
I never played. I never played it.
I have a little bit. I have played it a little bit. Doom. I actually do know what you're talking about in that sense and that kind of regard of a gameplay, because I have, though it wasn't that I had it myself, but just I played it because someone I knew around me at the time had it. I think it was actually my ex. I remember someone I came across had it, and so I've played.
that is a very accurate.
Nice.
Very accurate.
Oh,
that is a very accurate recommendation of Magic Card. The Gyarados.
Yeah, because when he turns into Gyarados, he actually, yeah, because I'm sorry, yeah, as a Magic RP is crap, but when he becomes a Gyarados, oh my god, he can tear you to shreds. But
Uh,
but yeah, no, what we were saying,
the-
yeah, I played Pokemon Rangers, so I know what you're talking about. How if you, when you go to catch them, you gotta make use of the pin to use the ring thingy, and you don't catch them with a Pokeball. You actually
and you
have
gotta
to do
go
the
in a
whole little
a
ring thing.
circle. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you gotta trace it and go into a circle around the Pokemon to add like the capture points.
yeah.
And
I didn't
capture
care
Yeah.
that
for it when I
Pokemon
played
to
it.
assist you of
Yeah, I
whatever
didn't
you
care
need.
for it when I gave it a try. When the
It's like
person I was
that.
near, when they had it and
What
I
this
tried it,
combat? Go on.
yeah,
Sorry.
I didn't care much for it. I gave it a try. I gave it a solid try and like to see what it was like, and just I gave it a try. But in the end, it's not a bad game, but I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if Sonic, but the
that's what the this sort of like this boost when you're in the open world level,
yeah,
when you're in combat, that's like one of the things you do. Is like you do the boost like normal, but then you can go into a full circle or at least kind of go and trace up a line, and you do sort of like this sort of like wind strike or
yeah, I think it was
explosion.
showing it earlier. I think his thing was showing it
Yeah.
earlier with the little red and green dudes. But yeah, now see, in a Sonic game, no, but now see, to me, in a Sonic game, it's appealing in a Sonic game, but I couldn't say for a Pokemon game that was a lot of fun. On a
Mhm.
Sonic game, though, yeah, I could see that being a little more fun.
Yeah, and again, it's gonna be a 3D game, which
Yeah,
it's
and
high.
that I can understand that when you use it like that for a game like Sonic,
Yeah.
that's a little more fun. But on a Pokemon game, no, that was not my cup of tea.
Taxing and boring a bit. But yeah, but yeah, that's according to what this leak, which believe it or not, which I'm not sure if this is the same information, the same leak information that you got, Canada, if it's the same as mine. But when this presumed like leak came, it came like in January of 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this was like one of the early like leaks of like the Sonic of this year, and during that time we had like no information, like Sega was like completely like radio silent with Sonic news.
Yeah.
We had like no idea what was happening with Sega and Sonic for especially with this 30th anniversary.
Yeah, that's right.
Until like late May when they did the Sonic the Sonic Central Direct thing, which fun fact is based on a website. Yeah, it was based on a website in the 2000s.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
Wow.
still throwing feedback and kind of nice Easter eggs of the past of Sonic and all that. Still,
Yeah.
but with this game, like I'm excited for it, but with the kind of how the timing is, and from past and pretty much literally from the last game, how that was revealed and how it came, I'm concerned that it's not that we might be getting our hopes up a little too high again, and
Yeah, it's gonna be executed poorly. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
what you're coming from.
All you can
Yeah,
do is see though. That's all you can do.
yeah.
I
I
have
mean,
no
hopefully it.
expectations in my case, so
keep our
I won't
expectations.
be
All I can
disappointed.
Okay, so
yeah.
Hold on, wait, Corback. How would you not be? What? How would you not be disappointed if they did? Like, what now? I didn't
Because he
catch that.
hasn't got that much of an expectation for it. Therefore, if
Oh,
it's
so
not
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
If I
because
have no
he's yeah, oh,
expectation, I can't be disappointed.
yeah,
that's
from your standpoint, you wouldn't be because I mean, if you're gonna wait to get it anyways, and you're waiting to get it because of that very reason, and then it ends up happening, then
You're
well,
like more
you're saving
information
your
about
money.
it.
Yeah, you're saving your money, and you're not gonna have to worry about it backfiring on you because you're waiting anyways. So it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah,
affect you.
of course we're gonna wait. Of course we're gonna be waiting, but it's until we know more officially from Sega of what the game is gonna be played and what it will look like and all.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a lot of it's kind of a big question of like what will this game look like? What will this
Yeah,
game play?
yeah.
And
Like I've already, I know.
because like I said, of what this leak says that I know of, it says that it's gonna have like the open world thing, but it will also have like the linear level design of Sonic Unleashed, Generations Forces, and what we have.
Yeah, and see, but that's where definitely one of my biggest worries comes from because, like I already said earlier, like I mean, I don't mind it, but I mean, if the 2008 one is basically in short what they're trying to say of what Canada's got going on the 2008 one, if that's basically in essence what they're supposed to possibly hinting at that they're going to do, and that's what they're basically saying in a small hinting nutshell way that this is what we're leading toward doing as a whole. Yeah, that makes me very concerned because like I said earlier, I mean, I'm not opposed to that entirely, but my God, that looks like there's way too much linear. That looks like that has too much linear nonsense in it. That looks like there's a little too much of it.
Yeah, the funny thing is that I think some people are actually more excited about the Minecraft DLC of Sonic than the new game.
They probably
Wow.
they probably are.
I actually mentioned it before we started recording about it.
Yeah, Doom kind of feels was saying the same thing about that because Canada didn't know about it, and he said that and he filled in Canada about that. Yeah, you're probably not wrong, Corbett. They probably are. You're probably not wrong.
And then, in my case, my concern about the next Sonic game, Sonic Rangers, you all pretty much said what I wanted to say, but there's just two aspects that I need to add. One, I'm concerned that once again, Sonic will be the only controllable character. So,
it does.
It
does look like it's going to be strictly Sonic, which I kind of think Sonic. So far from the looks of it, it does seem like that's going to be the case, which
it sucks.
I would prefer if they gave us something else, but that's also part of the reason why that whole style concerns me to begin with. Because with that kind of style, I mean, Sonic would be the only one you could do because you're just running. You're literally just running. You're not doing much else outside of running and occasionally changing into what looked like a daggone ball to move, or not a ball, but a box to smash your way through stuff.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, because one thing I love about early Sonic game, we can control all the characters like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. They all have their own style, and then if Sonic, if Sega is too scared to do different gameplay style, in worst case scenario, they can just make the characters like clone with Sonic or with unique abilities. Like in the game of Sonic 3, Tails and Knuckles are basically cloned with Sonic with different jumping abilities, and then Tails is just like Sonic, but he can fly, and Knuckles is just like Sonic, but he can
climb on walls and
climb and have some strength, but he's basically like Sonic. So at the very least, if they don't want to do different play style, just make the other character like clone of Sonic, but with different abilities.
Yeah, give them like at least one, just some kind of small function to go with them. Something.
Yeah, look at Sonic Adventure 2. There were like 3 type of gameplay.
Yeah,
different gameplay.
Yeah.
In the game. So even if some people don't like using Tails with a robot, I think this was a good change for gameplay for a Sonic game, because you still had the classic Sonic levels, and more type of gameplay in the game.
Yeah, it's a more variety. And then Robotnik was the best character in Sonic Adventure 2. I don't care what anyone says. He was the best character. He was so cool in this game.
Well, that and you get to play as Eggman.
Yeah, that was so cool.
At that time, like over like a decade.
Yeah, that was insane. Playing as Eggman and main Sonic game, that was insane. But I think that will never happen again with the current Sega. Oh, and the other thing I'm concerned about, I'm concerned about they will not show respect for all the same characters. For example, Shadow, Knuckles, and Tails. For example, Tails in Sonic Adventure, he was strong enough to beat Chaos 4, the fourth form of Chaos. But in Sonic Force, Tails was scared of Chaos Zero, his normal form. I said, what? Tails is courageous. And then Knuckles, they make me, in the modern Sonic game, they make him look way too incompetent.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then Shadow is like, he's just there, he's doing nothing. He's not really the rival of Sonic anymore. He's just there to be cool and
just be edge and just gloomy and edge.
He has his empty personality. Is like they focus on Sonic and they negate the other characters. So I'm very scared of that. Oh,
yeah.
That's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole for Shadow because spoiler alert with Sonic Adventure 2, we kind of don't know of what the Shadow that we have now.
Okay,
this is because of either this is like the actual Shadow from Sonic Adventure 2 or this is a robot or a clone of him.
And then Silver in Sonic Forces, he seemed completely weak. I think, wow. I think there was something where he got beat up by Infinite, that weak enemy. I'm not a fan of Silver, but I know Silver is way stronger than that.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny, Hardmancanada?
Yeah.
Like you said, they try recently to make Knuckles like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But in Sonic Forces, they used him as the main.
Knuckles was the leader of the Resistance.
The leader of the Resistance, and I found this like extremely funny because he's supposed to be an idiot, and they put the leader of the Resistance to him. Like what the fuck?
Man,
like, he's not the sharpest. Knuckles is not. He's not the smartest. Like he's not the smartest and sharpest tool in the shed.
In the modern version, at least, it's like
maybe like that's the reason why Eggman took over 99.9% of the planet.
Yeah,
I mean, so as intelligent as Tails and Silver, let Knuckles be the leader of the Resistance.
Yeah.
Tails and Silver are the two are very intelligent, but they didn't use their brain in Sonic. In Sonic Forces, there's so many wrong with the extra characters.
Yeah, but Tails, like his situation of like Sonic got captured and now Tails is kind of confused and lost of like, what am I supposed to do? My brother's been captured and my stepbrother's been captured and all that. But Silver, where did Silver even come from in that game? He had no involvement at all. Like he only like fought Infinite once in that whole
beat up bad.
He had no involvement in that at all. Why put him there just for the fight? You could have easily put Shadow there as a better representation because at the time we saw Shadow working with Eggman and we didn't know of the whole Phantom Ruby thing.
Yeah.
They could have made that scene with just Shadow fighting Infinite and Sonic kind of like, what? Shadow? Why is he fighting Infinite and all that? And then kind of like the whole like secret with the whole Phantom Ruby of what it really can do will begin to shed light. But instead it threw in Silver for like one scene and that's it. Like Silver had like no involvement. Should not have been in that game at all.
Yeah, I think Sega should do something like the Hyperdimension Neptunia games. Like every game is a different universe. Shut the fuck up.
yeah, true. Yeah, they're gonna do stuff like that. Yeah, like if you do stuff like that, do a hyperdimension out there with that.
I need to say is that Tails in Sonic Adventure 2, when Sonic died, the Tails was that depressed. He took his courage to beat Eggman to avenge Sonic when Sonic died. But in Sonic Forces, Sonic got captured. Tails got depressed. He had a mental shutdown. Man, bad use of that character.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, what would you would have done if, say, if like your mother or like your best friend got captured or something like that? Like, what would you would have done? Like you wouldn't don't know what to do. You
if I was
would
Tails,
just be wandering around like, what am I supposed to do?
Yes, that's true. Because what I want to say is
give Tails a little bit of slack of the situation that happened in that game.
I feel like it neutrally seen him on just certain aspects because I mean I feel like
Tales from
Tails
Sonic Adventure would have acted differently from Tales from Sonic Forces. That's what I meant to say.
No, well, at the start, Tails was afraid of chaos, and
Chaos
even
Zero.
though, even though Tails
Chaos
did,
4.
even though in a sense Tails did beat Chaos 4,
Yeah.
you could also say that Sonic and Knuckles also fought Chaos 4 as well. So Tails had at least backup with them to kind of like fight against Chaos 4. Now, but then at the time when Eggman, well, spoiler alert for Sonic Adventure 2 on Tails' story, when Eggman basically tried to blow up Station Square, Tails stopped it, and Eggman brought in his Egg Walker, and you fought that boss. Tails got in that courage.
Yes.
And then, and back in Sonic Forces, when Tails was trying to fix up E102 Omega, and the illusion of Chaos Zero popped up, Tails was scared, and again, Tails kind of didn't know what to really do against Chaos because he's kind of one defenseless and kind of didn't know how to fight off against Chaos. Till classic Sonic from another dimension came.
That timeline dimension.
Yeah, because I mean, even when I think about it now, I mean, in a way, for Tails to act the way he did in that game, though, made sense to me at least, just because I mean, even from a cartoon out. Now, see, I don't know if many of y'all ever because I mean, I even grew up watching the cartoons of Sonic, and I don't know how many people have out of my friends, I don't know how many people have watched the cartoon versions, but even from those days, Tails has always came across to me as an easy skittish person and just I mean, yeah, he could sometimes work up the courage to deal with stuff, but he wasn't a very brave one out the group. Yeah, because I mean, I've grown up even watching the cartoons. I enjoyed and did so much things related to Sonic. Well, I mean, I watched the cartoons back when it was on TV on a regular basis, and would watch even the cartoons. And yeah, Tails has never came across to me as out of the group as of the characters that I would say was always the bravest. I mean, yeah, sometimes he could get his bravery together and be brave, but majority of the time, not really. Yeah. Not really.
Yeah. And then one last thing I'm concerned about for the new Pokemon Rangers. Wow, Sonic Rangers.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I have the same concern for the next Pokemon game, Pokemon Legend. They will come out next year.
Yeah, the Pokemon Legends are
because Pokemon Legend is going to be open world. Sonic Rangers open world. Nintendo showed the trailer of Pokemon.
They're both coming out in the next year, 2022.
Yes, just like the open world Sonic game. And once I saw the trailer of Pokemon Legend, the frame rate looks so bad. It's like 3 frames per second.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that may happen in the new Sonic game.
I had a bad impression
at the time. Canada, at the time it was bad, but I did saw on a post I think a week or two ago about the Pokemon Legends game, and apparently what some people have said, kind of with it now, the frame rate is better.
Okay.
The frame rate gotten better.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure by the time the game comes out,
something to be expected, because at that time it was kind of somewhat of a teaser and kind of a demo of it of the build that was similar to like Sonic, kind of like Sonic Colors Ultimate was when it was first revealed, and that it looked kind of dark and a little grimy. And then now it looks more polished and more bright and colorful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one of those games where I'm pretty sure that Pokemon game, I'm pretty sure initially any teasers they give us at first, because I mean it's still in the process of being made, that it's going to look a little ish, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's to be expected. With that, all you can do is just hope, as they keep showing us bits and pieces as time passes on, is that they get it worked out.
And then one more thing I need to say, like in my intuition, both Sonic Rangers and Pokemon Legend, I feel like they're going to mess up because Pokemon is made by Game Freak and Sonic is made by Sonic Team, and Game Freak and Sonic Team, they either succeed very well or succeed or mess up very badly. There's like no in between.
Yeah, normally they do one of the. Yeah, normally their luck with those games, and the people who make those games, normally it's one or the other. You're not wrong.
Extreme. So for both Sonic Team and Game Freak, and for both Sonic Rangers and Pokemon Legend, I am concerned.
Yeah.
The thing is that recently, very good open world games were released. So Zelda Breath of the Wild, Genshin Impact, maybe some other, but if they are not as good as those games, the thing is that the people are going to say that they made Sonic Rangers only for the just for the popularity of the genre, and not to make a good game.
I'm concerned about that.
So I think they need to really do a game at least as good as Breath of the Wild or Genshin Impact.
Yeah, something because
they like Sega team, the Sonic team, Sega if they want to make this new Sonic game good and according with this league of this being open world, they gotta make it good. They gotta make it good. Like Breath of the Wild and Genshin.
Yeah, they simply put have got to do this one right, or they are going to shoot themselves in the foot really, really bad.
Yeah.
I say this would be worse than Sonic Forces, in my opinion. Like if they don't do this right, then this is gonna go bad, and it's gonna go really bad.
Yeah.
Worse than how Sonic Forces was teased and released.
And then, in my opinion, playable characters, someone like Knuckles. Knuckles is the perfect character for an open world Sonic game because of his abilities.
Yeah.
So if Knuckles is controllable, it's a good start, but I don't think Sega will do it because definitely you can see in Sonic Adventure, Knuckles open world level was made perfectly in Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Look at this. It looks good.
Yeah, look how clean that looks.
Good. So if Knuckles is controllable in Sonic Ranger, it will be good, but I don't think Sega is going to do it because
like I've already said too, that I agree with you. Like that's a
good
concern
argument.
that I'm. Yeah, that's a concern that I'm like you, Canada. I've
like the Knuckles stages of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. We might have a problem. We might have a problem of that because again of what the leak it says like we are gonna have the boost. We are gonna have like kind of like the boost system and formula in it.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna have like that free roaming of a Sonic Adventure like that of like able like to like just run around and jump like just like really like feel open like even though those were in hub worlds and the stages too like when I play Sonic Adventure like I don't really go into the stages that much. I just kind of go running around in the various hub worlds.
It's so fun.
All I do is just run around because it feels good to play in that control.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I try to get to where my objective is too, but I try and do it, and I'm always trying to like find different ways to do it, and at least look at my options as to how I can get to my point, and just kind of choose different routes constantly. We're all getting to my objective point instead of just straight there.
and even after you can like their stories and all that, I still go into like kind of the mission mode. But really, I go into that mission mode more just running around in the hub world than even playing some of the stages at times. But more just running around and just feel like open and free in that game.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and if Sega of what this leak is saying is that in Sonic Rangers, if we're gonna get this open world, this open world exploration, they got to nail the controls and the feel of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
If they don't, then this could probably like.
And if they don't, it's going to go downhill. Period. There ain't no maybe or anything. No, if they don't do this right, it's going to. Because no, I mean, I'm a Sonic fan too, and I probably wouldn't be as picky as some Sonic people and be that personally going after them and making a big deal out of it. Some would, but I mean, it's still eternally like no. Even for someone like me, no, like no. Internally, no. There is no that if they do this wrong, it might. They don't do this right. It's going to cause like.
It's gonna cause a lot of backlash.
Yeah, like people, you better do this right, or I'm promising you, I'm telling you, you are going to shoot yourself in the god bloody foot.
Yeah. So.
Like, don't mess this up.
So, I told everything that I wanted to say. So, before I end this event, I'm going to let everyone say their final comment.
Sure. Do you mind if I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, as someone who hasn't had much experience with the games, just hearing your comments and stuff's been like really insightful. So I'm definitely going to check out Sonic Origins myself and maybe use that as like a starting point to get into the series, because I have a lot of friends as well who are very into.
I would recommend Sonic Origins and Sonic Mania for like the classic games. For the 3D games, you don't have like a lot of options. Like outside of like the adventure games, if they're available on like PlayStation 4, which I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
They are available. It is available on PlayStation 3, so you could download those two games into that, and you can get the feel of that.
Yeah, I got a PS3, so I can get access to the older library. Yeah. And just for the hell of it, I might play 06 just to torture myself. Truly bad that game.
I played that. I played that game like about 3 years ago. I've only played the Sonic story game, and oh boy, is if it didn't have like the weird if the physics of that game wasn't so all over the place, it could have been a decent game.
Yeah.
The only problem would have been the story.
Yeah.
But the physics of that game, it was so wonky. Like the jump, the actually jumping when you land, you don't land like fluently. Like you magnetize to the ground.
Very jagged. I remember looking up like gameplay of it, and that was my first impression. But as for like Sonic Rangers, it's going to be very interesting to see what it's like on release. But I will be following it closely. Just in general, I really enjoyed my time. Thanks for having me on, even though I know I'm not as versed in the series as you guys are. I learned a lot, so.
Yeah, no, it was all good. If nothing else, it was a good learning experience for you. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, because if you want to, at least we can at least say for some reason, or you can know and tell when it comes to the Origins ones. Like, if you want to get an idea for the classics and know what we growing up playing Sonic, the people who have had for the classic ones, play that one, because that's to play those classic ones from what he showed us of how that's how those were back in the day on the original Sega and stuff. Like, that's how it was back in the day. Those are the classic Sonics of what me and Ken and a lot of us just grew up on. So it's like, and those are a lot of fun. I mean, they're hard, but they are a lot of fun. You will get a kick out of those, I promise.
Right. If anyone else wants to go or say anything.
Well, in my case, I think they will be able to. They can make a great game if you look at Sonic Lost World,
Yeah.
they actually managed to make some kind of open world kind of level design. And if they do something like that, this could be interesting. But at the moment, I think the best is to wait and see.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt a little bit there, LeBrock. But yeah, the Sonic Lost World, Legend of Zelda DLC, like that was actually open world. So, but the rest of the game, that was kind of more. It was kind of a bit linear, but a bit open space a bit, but mostly linear. But yeah. For me, thank you for having me here and having like a lot more knowledge of Sonic, and this was fun.
Yeah, and thanks for arranging it, Cam. That was great fun. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
And in terms of for me to end it off, well, yeah, I definitely enjoyed myself, and it was kind of nice to get to talk about Sonic in general, period, because I mean, I haven't played Sonic games outside of that one time you played with me on Mania. I have not got to touch another Sonic game since then, and just even getting to play Sonic Mania with you for sure, for the way you did, made me remind it, like I told you before when we were playing, like it made me, it
The
got
good
just,
old days.
it reminded me of what it was like to play Sonic. Yeah, it was so, God, just going down memory lane of playing Sonic again like that was, I have to admit, I actually miss it. I miss playing Sonic like that. I forgot what it was like to play it after so long. So I like, thank you for having me, and just I'm definitely looking forward to this. I want to play Sonic again. I ain't gonna lie, like I'll be so glad when Origin comes out, because if I can get access to it in any way, shape, or form, and I can get to play it, oh, you best believe here, memory lane we go. I'm going down that nostalgic memory lane because I miss Sonic. I miss the days of Sonic. Sonic is such a good series. It's hard and a bit. I mean, it's simple, but I mean, sometimes it's the simple games that are the most fun. Yeah. Sometimes it's the simple games that are the most fun. So, but yeah, I agree. Like, thank you for having me. And just, I can't wait for us to do another random podcast thing again. I'm looking forward to when we do another one again, whenever that is, for whatever reason. Looking forward to more.
Okay, I think everyone talked, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For my final comment, I say for the game of Sonic Origin, I'm confident that it's going to be good, because even if they do the bare minimum, worst case scenario, they will do the bare minimum with the original version. Even that is going to be good. So
even still, you're still getting like 5 classic Sonic games in one compilation.
Yeah, you're gonna do the bare minimum.
Even if they didn't do any of like the change, like some like quality of life changes or whatnot.
That would be the worst case scenario.
It's still the originals. It's still the originals in one compilation.
Yeah. Even if they did the bare minimum, I'm confident it's going to be good. But for some Avengers, like I explained earlier, I'm concerned because there's another thing that I am unsure. But there's one more thing that I forgot to say. Do you see this game?
Oh,
yes.
You're talking. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to make a compilation upscale to HD for earlier 3D Sonic game like Sonic Adventure, Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, and Sonic 3D Blast, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3D Blast because that's because in my opinion that's not really of a 3D game. It's more just a isometric view.
Yeah.
I
know, but you say Sonic 3D Blast, so we're going to put it there anyway because I love that game because of my muscle.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I kind of like an HD remake port of Sonic Adventures 1 and 2 and Heroes.
Yeah.
That would be neat to see. I mean, a lot of people like surprised. Like you'll be surprised. Like there are a lot of people that do want like another Sonic Heroes game. Believe it or not.
I love Sonic Hero. Sonic Hero is my favorite 3D Sonic game, and Sonic Adventure 1 is my second favorite 3D Sonic game. My top 3 3D Sonic game is Sonic Hero, Adventure, and Adventure 2. I love these 3 games, and I can defend these 3 games to death in a debate. Even against Bigfoot, I'm not scared. So, and then I want to say everyone to thank you for coming, because Sonic is my favorite video game franchise, and it's a subject that I'm passionate about. So thank you for coming, and Lecorbak also, even if you came late. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It's all
thanks for
good.
coming, man.
Fine.
Yeah. Well, you're very welcome, Canada. We were glad to make it. You're very welcome. And more especially people like me. It was fun, and thank you for inviting us, because it was hella fun. And for people like Shadow, it was good knowledge, and for the rest of us, it was just a good, nice talk of something that we have also childhood played and loved to death, and just it was cool to talk about. It was cool. It was a cool subject.
So I will stop recording in 5,
Right.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Bye, everyone.
I love you all because of my mustache. See you next
Bye.
time.
See you next
Bye,
time.
everyone.
If you're watching me for the first time, subscribe to my channel. Bye.
Yes, please do.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.